go. Alright, notepad. Sure. Yep, do the thing. Next. Yep. 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 Alright. How do we normally start this? Twitter. Let's go to Twitter first. Okay, cool, whatever. Really need to finish that promo. Alright, so what am I looking for? Documents, desktop. Let's do stream. Nope, yeah. Then, oops, nope, wrong folder, promo break. Then. Twitter, SkipperWing. Wednesday. Stream. Alright, yep, tweet that. And boop, copy that. I am Memory, the cold queen, she'll like ice cream. Huh, that's cool. That's adorable. Alright, that's Twitter. I'm not really gonna bother with Tumblr because it's the middle of the afternoon, so anybody I'd want to read it probably can't actually see it right now, so there is that. Alright, what's next? Facebook. Copy that. We do. And post that. Digital and group. No. Alright, and that's all I care to tell people about today for the time being, so that's the wrong pen. Alright, let us go to... Let's change the song. As much as I like that song. Let's turn that down a little bit so I can hear myself. Timers, reset those. Alright. So when we last left our esteemed protagonist Hedgehog, he was just in our rough animation. And so now I gotta do the cleanup. Actually, before I do that, we have a few more frames of stuff to do. So in white. Right, in white, not black. Actually, we're gonna change this back to. I did it in over black over white, white over black because it made for a really cool promo. But I kind of need to be able to see this properly, so we're gonna make this black, and we're gonna change our stage back to neutral gray. There we go. And before we do that, let's fix that and make that not a massive mess. Let's make that slightly thicker. Bring that head down a little bit because I don't want it to go straight to it. I want it to arc. Six. Swipe over. Seven. You want to ease into that just a little bit more. That's not how fingers work, so we're gonna fix that. There we go. And we need some easing into that F7 there. Oop. I should really change the name of that. Edit. Wednesday. What? Okay, why did it say Wednesday night twice? Alright, that's dumb. Wednesday afternoon stream. Cool. Done. Sure, whatever. This is why we need model sheets, kids. This would make my life a lot easier. Who introduced me to Crypto the Necrodancer? Because whoever that was a genius, because I love the soundtrack. Let's see if that smooths things out a little bit. Alright, let's see what that does. That actually feels a lot better. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Do I want to loop it or not? I probably don't want to loop it. Let's try it anyway. No, let's not do that. Let's keep it simple. Hey, Bess, welcome to the Skip stream. How are you doing? Yeah, let's keep it at that. There's some slight tweaking to the Sonic GIF. So now we're just going to work on the head. So it's always been a puzzle to me because I'm like, how do I want to tackle this? I've never really been sure. Actually, let me grab a Sonic GIF and see if I can... Sonic Sprite. Oh, thanks, Google. Real helpful. Alright, now let's dump that in here. Dark blue. Right. There we go. Yeah, no, I'm not liking this thing. So let me get a Sonic the Hedgehog picture, proper one, and then we'll do that Sonic the image. Oh, thanks, Wikia. was. Alright, show in folder. Delete that. Way too big, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm not going to do Sonic all at once, or at least his head all at once. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build the body pieces, and just go slowly from there. And make a circle. Let me try something really quickly. So there's a group. Let's make you a group too. That's just not gonna work. Dang. I'm just gonna do it purely traditional, see what that looks like. Kinda want to do it in body parts, but I will live if it doesn't work. So. What the heck? Oh, come on! Really? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, shit. That means all the tweaks I made are gone, too. God, fudge. Or not. Either way, it's time for a break, so... That was irritating. I guess I should tell Tumblr. Oh, it only loops once. Good to know. Thanks for nothing, Photoshop. Oh, also didn't know that my break is over. Whoa, 3 people are watching. Well, hello, new follower. Welcome to the skip stream, where I am mildly frustrated because Flash crashed on me right before my break. So, let's get back to work. So let's see what I was doing. So I don't like the way that I've drawn him. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and clean this up a little bit. Grab everything. Unlock that temporarily. Grab that entire mess, delete it. Put that back to normal. And I guess I'm nervous because it's not my character. Sonic doesn't belong to me, so if I mess up, people are going to notice. Whereas if I mess up with the Crimson Fly, I don't care if you guys notice or not. It's my character. I mean, there's a little bit of leeway with Sonic in that it is my style, and I can mute that whenever I want, or like adjust that whenever I want, but that leeway only goes so far. This is what I get for making my rough so rough. Oh, come on. Because I don't really need to lean in this close to get to figure out what I'm trying to do. Fine, be that way. Group that. And import a file to the library. Ah, you know. File. There we go. I see. Is it really that dark? I guess it is. Why, Flash? Why? Alright, now we get to back redrawing. In hindsight, I should have probably started with a comic, because I know how long that's going to take. Not really sure about this. Can we save this? Because I'm gonna be so cheesed off if I lose this again. What the? Just gonna have that be the eyes closing right there. Ah, crap, not again. Whew, I thought Flash was gonna crash there for a second. That would have sucked a lot. You're probably wondering why am I doing this frame by frame when I could probably do this symbol if I wanted to. Mostly because Sonic's poses right now are so dynamic that it doesn't really matter if I draw them all out, or if I do them traditionally. That's one of the things I've kind of forgotten since I've been doing the Crimson Fly for so long, is that there's gonna need color at some point, and I'm probably gonna just have to bite the bullet. Yeah, we can do that, at least that much. Give him a thumb. Let me worry about that when I get there. Oh, come on, Flash. Has it really been an hour? Jeez. Yeah, metal versions are... this doesn't make sense with the rest of what I'm drawing, so let's get rid of it. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this last frame and then I'm gonna call a break. Apparently I forgot to set the timer, which is no bueno. I really can't be working on this for too much longer because I really do need to get that comic strip going. So Stop recording. And put on the break screen.
Excessive force. I control that force through fluid motion. Becoming like clear water. Right. Take any form. Drifts without effort one moment, then pounds down and ignore the very next.
Hey! Whoa, Jiggy Yard's here. Who I was just talking to on Facebook, so that's odd and weird. But okay, I'll take that. Oy. I already asked you how you were, Jiggy, so if you want to reiterate for this stream, that's cool too. I'll have to check that out later. Actually, I'll be right back. Let me see. Oh, really? 10 seconds? God damn it. I'll be right back. Oh. What? Nope, I don't want that to be that dark or that saturated. So. TXT. gonna say. And let's rewind a little bit because that started actually in the middle. So. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Oh, hey, Dean. Woo! Sorry. I guess like stuck right in my head. Sorry about that. How are you doing today? Woo! What are you up to? Well, aside from watching me doodle in silence. Let's turn that off to do. Dean writes, I was mesmerized by your skill. Oh, thanks, bud. Yep, nope, just trying to finish up this strip before I head out, because, I don't know if you were here for Monday stream, but I usually go out, I used to, before I started streaming, go out to a drink and draw in the city where I live. And that was always every other Wednesday, or either the first and third Wednesday of every month. And so the problem is that that conflicts with my streaming schedule, which is usually like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm coming up with a compromise. On the Wednesdays when there's going to be a drink and draw, I'm going to stream early from what was it? From 1 until 4. No, 1 until 5. Yes. Stream from 1 until 5 and then go head out. So that way I still get my streaming hours in, but I also don't miss out on my drink and draw because I need to actually have human contact with people in my social circle or I will go insane. And that's never fun. I guess it would be funny for everybody on stream, but not so much on other places. And I just realized I don't have my chat open. So, there is that. Whew. So yeah, how's your summer going? Because mine's been kind of quiet so far, but that's also because the summer quarter hasn't started up at the school where I teach. So that starts up next week, in which case things are going to get slightly hectic. Because I'll be teaching 2 classes. Introduction to 2D Animation and Character and Object Design. Oh, that's annoying. Hey, Whimsicaya.
What it do?
Not much. Trying to... Let's see what that does. Okay, cool. That does sort of what I wanted to do, but not quite. 15 by 15. Let's see what that does. Dean writes, what's a drink and draw? Well, the original idea behind a drink and draw is that you would drink a lot, get, like, stupid drunk, and then see how well your skills held up while completely inebriated. I mean, for an example of how bad this can go, well, not really actually crazy bad, but like, when I get drunk, I can probably kick somebody's ass at Smash Brothers, but I can't really fight anybody on my level or better who is perfectly sober. So, the idea, that's supposedly the idea of a drink and draw. The problem is that, like, for most people, we don't live in areas wherein you can just, like, just drink and, like, and get completely stupid drunk. Because otherwise, if you did, driving home becomes just giant butt pain. So, let's see, 20 by 20. Let's see what happens there. So, usually it's just basically an opportunity for people to just kind of come out and socialize for a little bit. Alright, so let me see if I can reset that to default. Okay, so I got what I wanted, and then it messed up. So that's annoying. Okay, no, not quite random enough, but that'll do. Let's break up that cluster. But yeah, it is a lot of fun. If you ever have one, I mean, what you can do is you can either start one up with your friends, or you can go look into the local art scene wherever you are, and just kind of start hanging out. It's a really great fun place to meet people. The one where I live started up actually as a result of a mini convention that I had attended, because the mini convention is held out of a pub in Baltimore called the Wind Up Space, and so they have a fudge. They have a mini convention called Be More into Comics, because it's a pun, because if you abbreviate Baltimore, it becomes Be More and all that jazz, so kind of fun. And by kind of fun, I mean it's a lot of fun. So the convention organizers were like, well, hey, we're all really fun people to hang out with. Why don't we start up a drink and draw? And so every Wednesday since I learned about it, I've been going. So yeah, so that's gonna be that was usually my every other Wednesday weekend evening, but then I started streaming, and let's grab all of these layers. Well, no, let's grab all of these frames. Copy frames. Go in here, because admittedly I'm gonna be a little bit lazy, and paste these frames behind here. These frames. And let's see what layer is this. Delete that. Oops, need that. Delete that. Yeah, that's fine. And then move the mask. And we're good. So now we're gonna cheat some more. And put that under here. And now for the person you've kind of been paying attention for. D. Crimson Fly Unmasked. So the fun thing about this particular strip is that this strip continues from the end of issue 5. That's why it suddenly cuts from, oh my god, villain origin story, to, wait, what are we doing on a rooftop? And now we're actually caught up to where the auto loop picked up on the song. Yeah, the Crimson Fly has a lot of hair. It's all good. I get distracted too. In fact, I get distracted by the sound of my own voice, which is kind of disturbing when you think about it. Either that or I stop paying attention to whatever I was saying and just kind of lose track of the thought train. Which is very disturbing. I'm starting to wonder if I might need medication for that. Fill this in with white real quick. What? No, don't come out of that. Let's give her a little of a foot shadow because otherwise it's gonna look a little weird. And let's give them a little bit of shadow too. That way that grounds them. You'd be surprised how much just adding shadows grounds things. It's weird. There we go. So now we kind of muted it back down from purple to blue. So let's see what the text layer is supposed to say. You know, I should really just how did he get out? How right now? Oh, thanks, Dean. Let's see what that's supposed to be. That's 0. How did you even... Okay. There we go. That's better. Nope. Cool. Dean writes, that means I look ultra cool in the end. Well, I wouldn't say that much because we actually, for the static part, we're actually kind of nearing the end of it. F8. TXT, Crim, Fly, 95P, 96. Shoot, I forgot. There's like almost 100 of these now. PO3.
Wait, this isn't 100?
Not yet. We're almost there.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to do a music video for that, but I keep not finding the time, which is very frustrating.
That's right. You did say that.
Let's say again?
I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to do.
Well, I want to do a lot of things, but I just need to, in the case of this music video, I just need to actually just put the time into, like, just starting it. 'Cause that's usually the hardest part of everything, is just starting it. And, I mean, sometimes that means you kind of have to just jump in feet first and be like, oh, shoot, this was a bad idea. Which is actually the bulk of most of my ideas. But, yeah, that's really what I have to do for that, is just jump in and just start fiddling with After Effects and start comping things together, and then I'll get it and if I don't get what I want, then that's fine. I mean, what's kind of holding me back from doing it is just that I'm used to sort of storyboarding everything, and this is something that can't really, as far as I know, be storyboarded. Like, you kind of...
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Well, I mean, not so much, it's like, I don't know, I'm just not really one for storyboarding motion graphics. So, it's not so much it can't be storyboarded as, like, I'm just not a motion graphics artist. So, storyboarding it's alien to my brain.
Maybe you could ask, Wade?
I did actually ask Wade, I just don't know if he ever has the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I think I might ask Jiggy if she can do it for me. But yeah, no, I asked Wade a while ago back when we were on issue 70 something, or rather Sparkflow guy for you guys. He said that he was open to it. It's just finding the time. but I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to be able to have the time to do it. So it's something I'm just gonna have to find the time.
Yeah, he just started. He finally got his thing off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, if he does,
yeah, I find that I like editing footage.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I might just sit down with you at some point, Whimsy, and talk about what I want to do for that.
Yeah, I can do like real basic stuff, like plop it in, stuff like that.
Like I don't expect it to be like super complicated, but it's just for me. It's just a matter of just sitting down and starting it.
Sure. And then maybe you could help me actually start on my stuff too.
On your stream? Oh, I'm totally down for that. I'm finding it's not as...
that I want to do too.
Oh, your comic? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Whenever you get the time.
Yeah, sure. That'll be neat.
I feel that. So yeah, this is this is strip number 96, which means I've got 3 weeks to 3.5 weeks to get that that AMV going. I mean, it won't be done immediately like when 100 hits, because 100 needs to be integrated in there.
Okay.
Because the idea is that the singer is going to be counting up to 99. Because I want to use the opening from Mob Psycho 100. Where the singer counts up to 99, and that's the song.
Mm-hmm.
But and then like as she's counting up, the numbers tick up, and it counts to the various strips, and you can see the sort of the progression of the strip.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hold that alarm for. Actually, I'm gonna take the break. So save, because in theory what I wanted to do was I was gonna like keep working while through the break, but I'm just not going to be able to get as far as I would like. And as far as I like would be actually getting all the way to the end of the panel, so that way I can get back to working on the Sonic piece. I started cleaning that up, and it's taking longer than I would like because it's not my character, and I have to stay on a model that I didn't design yet. So you can see it on the stream right now.
Yeah.
So if I whoop, and he looks up, and I added some more in betweens to clean up some stuff. So whew. That's something else that needs cleaning up, but I want to see if I can get that done by the end of the week. So that way I can have that for my Friday video and get a good feel for how long it takes to do any sort of Sonic related project. Because that's my other goal is to do a Sonic AMV to that one song. Which, I mean, I told you this, but I mean for anybody who doesn't know.
Mm.
So, man, that meme is going on crazy. Like, that, thank you for XYZ thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, thank you for XYZ, not you.
Yeah.
Blah.
So how's your son?
Huh?
How's your son?
How's my son?
Yeah.
What son?
Your cat.
Oh! He's passed out somewhere in the living room.
Your cat.
Yep. I mean,
as usual.
Yeah, I mean, his thing is basically, I will, it's like, he's, sleeps basically all day. Like, that's his thing, is that he wakes up, he eats his breakfast, and then he sleeps the rest of the day. And then he wakes up in the afternoon, piddles around with everybody, and then goes back to bed. So that way he can... So that's why I'm not really worried about him when I leave the house, because it's like... he's gonna sleep. That's all he's gonna do. That's all he ever does. Alright, time to get back to work. Start recording. And reset the timer. And we are back. Which is funny, because like we're almost done with this panel, this strip anyway. So, fun story. When I had started working on the Crimson Fly, not like issue 6 in particular, rather issues 5 and 6, I kind of intended to reveal what the character looked like. But then like about halfway through issue 5, I was like, well wait, wouldn't it be cool if we just never saw what the character looked like and you could just get an idea, but just sort of like impose whatever design you wanted? Because I mean, like, that's sort of always been my problem with Peter Parker, is that like as like life goes on and 2016 and 2017 like progressively get crappier and crappier, it's like Peter Parker can't represent me. He just can't. Like, Peter Parker's never gonna have the issues with police brutality or racial profiling or like any number of or even gender profiling that anybody who is a minority in the U.S. is going to have. He can't have that. He's a white dude. So I wanted the Crimson Fly to be like, okay, well, it's me, but as a comic book character, and apparently with Vegeta hair. But then I was at a party in Atlanta where somebody mistook the Crimson Fly for a girl. I was like, I know they're cute, but they're not. And then the gears started to spin in my brain, because it's like, well, why couldn't they be? I mean, like, there's nothing there. Nobody had ever seen what was underneath the mask, so you don't know. So like, unfortunately, in issue 5, there's a point where you can see the character's face. But I think I'm gonna end up retconning a little bit of that. In issue 6, like the character is actually mentioned by name. I was gonna say, yeah, no, that wasn't actually their name.
Right.
Because I think that's something that'd be really cool to have as a character where they're a cipher. Like the only definitive thing about the Crimson Fly is that they are a person of color. That's it. Other than that, like, it's whatever you want to believe they are. If you think,
cool.
If you think they're Latino, they're Latino. If they're, if you think that they're African American, absolutely, or Afro-Japanese, because that's actually a thing. Then that's fine too. But the one thing they are not is they aren't white. Like I threw that at the end of issue 5, where like they unmask and you can see the color of their hands, and I was like, this one time. But that's also why I refer to them as they, not because they don't identify as one gender or the other, but because I'm not specifying what gender they are. Which is gonna get which is gonna get tricky as they get older. Like, I think with the body types, I can keep it ambiguous. And same thing with the clothing too. But in terms of like their face, it's gonna be one of those things where it's like their face is gonna be like Dio from Stardust Crusaders. It's always gonna be in shadow, and you're just never gonna be definitively certain. Because one of the things I want to do later on in the run is that they're going to give up being a superhero. At least not in the sense that they are currently a superhero, which means that there's a lot of face time. So that's going to be very tricky. But that's a problem for a future skipper. Because I mean, even that assumes that the Crimson Fly will last that long as a story. Because I think most people's runs on their comics is, if you don't have a set formula for going forever, most runs usually go between 5 and 10 years, even for indie comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like Octopus Pie actually just ended, which is one of my favorites. And so I was like, oh snap, Octopus Pie ended? And it's like, yeah, and she's in her post-mortem, she's like, yeah, it's been 10 years. I was like, what? Like, apparently she'd been going since 2007. I didn't know this because I started following around 2013. So
yeah, that is a long time. So you're gonna let his name? You're gonna let them age?
Yep.
Cool. I don't see that too often.
Which is
like the character always stays the same age.
Which is explicitly the point. Like, there's actually a subtle, really, really subtle design change that I made to the that's not working. That's annoying. That's annoying. Fine, I'll just grab it from the other one. Yeah. Like, I want the character to get older, because, just like you said, we don't see that. And also sort of deal with those sort of emotional issues that come with being older. Like one of the bigger challenges that the character's gonna face when they get older is, okay, superheroing by its very nature is futile. It's not productive. It really isn't. It's catharsis for whoever the superhero is. Let me turn down this Samurai Champloo mix because I can't hear myself talk. Like, it doesn't matter how much Bruce Wayne or Christopher Nolan dresses up what Batman does. Batman's an insane, crazy person who likes beating up on poor people because who can't help being in the situations that they are. Like, it doesn't matter what DC says about it. That's objectively what's happening. Is a guy, it's Donald Trump dressing up in a Halloween costume, saying, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go take out my aggression on poor people." That's essentially what Batman is.
No problem with that.
Because, I mean, let's face it, what Bruce Wayne, like, if you want to fight crime, you don't do it through violence. The people who get beat up by Batman, like, you get your arm broken, you're in the hospital for forever. It doesn't matter if you're in a prison hospital, doesn't matter what kind of hospital you're in the hospital for forever. A concussion, same deal. Like, maybe Batman doesn't kill you, or doesn't maim you, but you're still stuck with that sort of concussion. You get a criminal record, nobody will hire you. I had to take a blood test to get my current job, to work as a teacher at a for-profit college. I would not have a job if there was literally anything on my record. That's just not going to happen. So imagine I do a job for I do a purse snatching, and Batman catches me and then leaves me for the police. I lose my job. I'm not saying that this to make me sympathetic, but I'm just saying the reality of it is, what is there left to do for somebody who can't get a job legally? You go back to working for the Joker or the Penguin or what have you. It doesn't help these people. And you notice that Batman never changes the mentality of the kinds of people that he arrests. Like, the Joker's still crazy at the end of the day. And yeah, part of that is just the narrative of like the Joker wouldn't really last that long because somebody would shoot him. But that's not the point. The point is that like fighting crime through vigilantism doesn't work. It's a child's idea of how you fight crime. And eventually that's something that the Crimson Fly is going to come to realize as an adult is I have this power, but it's meaningless. Like as a kid, I thought that fighting crime was a great idea because that's what kids think. Oh, I will directly affect crime by punching it. Because it's a direct action. You can see the visible results of it. And you can, and it's, in the short term, in theory, makes everything go away. In theory.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it's like, no. If you're lucky enough to make, lucky enough that you don't have to worry about your enemies, i.e. either through a secret identity or because you're so dang powerful that it's kind of suicidal to try and attack you. Like, why would anybody go after Captain America? Even if you succeed in killing Captain America, Iron Man's still gonna fire your butt when he finds you, and he will eventually find you. But even if you're lucky to avoid making enemies, you're just gonna create more criminals. It's the good guy with the gun taken to a less extreme. Mm-hmm. So the Crimson Fly eventually starts to realize that. It's like, I'm not affecting change. And so they have to sort of reconcile the fact that the world does need people like them and needs their stories. But you have to find a positive way to sort of affect that change. Mm-hmm. Like, one of the things I want to do is that the Crimson Fly, at the end of the childhood arc, basically gets taken away and they become like a secret agent, Metal Gear Solid style, with all of the existential horror that implies. Like how Snake was always dealing with, well, where do I come from? What does that mean for who I am as a person? Etc., etc. Yeah, the Crimson Fly is going to have to deal with all of that. Like I mean, like with the legs, or rather with the superpowers, like issue 6 kind of basically lays out, oh, well, this is why they became a superhero. But you notice that issue 6 doesn't actually explain where the legs came from. Mm-hmm. And so the adolescence arc is going to do that. And again, with all the existential horror that's going to imply. At least personal existential horror, not like cosmic existential horror. But eventually the Crimson Fly is going to come back as an adult and going to come back to their old neighborhood where they're like, I hate the idea of the Crimson Fly. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't ever want to ever be reminded about it again. But the problem is that like all their old friends and all their old enemies still have all the stories. And now that the crime is back, other kids without powers have started taking on their role. And the Crimson Fly is like, whoa. I know you thought this was cool. I know you think this is cool. I thought it was cool when I was your age and I was actually the person. It's not cool. And yes, and so they're going to have to find another outlet for that because like it becomes a sort of hypocritical, okay, it's okay for you to do it. And he's like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, because I have superpowers. Well, okay, well, we still want to help. We don't want to be you, but we want to help. How can we help? And they're like, and the Crimson Fly has to find an answer to that. That's not just stay out of my way. So, but that's for 10 years in the future. If I'm still doing this by then, a minimum of 10 years from now. Because honestly, I'm not sure that I'll be doing this in 10 years. I mean, or at least I'll be doing the Crimson Fly in 10 years. God willing. And the reason why I say that I'm not sure is because part of the reason for flipping the script and making the character, and aging the character is that it allows me to tell different kinds of stories with the character. Like, sort of like Hellboy or Atomic Robo. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of those, Whimsy. Have you heard of those ones?
Not Atomic Robo. Hellboy, yeah.
So Atomic Robo is basically Hellboy, but for science.
Oh. Okay.
Where Nikola Tesla builds this robot that nobody understands, and so that robot goes on science adventures. But the idea is that, like, the stories are not really ever told linearly. Like, it always jumps around to sometime in the past to sometime in the near future. And it's like, it's always, because, like, Robo's one of those characters where it's like the character lives long enough that you could technically tell the story, any story, at any point. And as long as it doesn't contradict anything directly, it's still part of the timeline, right? So it's the same deal with Hellboy. And I kind of want to do the same thing with the Crimson Fly. Not the eternal aging, of course, but the idea that you can, if you want to tell a Crimson Fly story, just make sure it doesn't contradict anything I've written, and it's canon. And of course, the second that it does contradict something, either because I wrote something later that changes the timeline, well, your story is just kind of alternate universe and stuff. But the cool thing is that having the character growing. Oh, Dean writes, "I love listening to this." Oh, well, thanks, Dean. The cool thing about having the character grow is that they become a different character over time. Like, the Crimson Fly at the end of issue 4 is not the same Crimson Fly as the beginning of issue 1. Like, you can tell. Like, in issue 1, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna gung-ho and just jump into being a superhero. But then in issue 4, it's like, whoa. Let's call the medics and paramedics and have them jump in first. And it's only like when plot contrivances, because I have to tell a superhero story somehow. It's only when there's plot contrivance of, well, shoot, the medics are not going to be here in time. What do I do now? And so the Fly jumps in. But it's only after they've already learned that lesson of, well, the police and the paramedics and all of them, they're trained, they have that job for a reason. So I want to do that on a greater level. So at some point, like with the Crimson Fly, where they'll become this sort of older and wiser person where they don't jump into everything, they think things through. And even then, their animation style is going to change. Like, for now, it's like these sort of wild, like, bouncing all over the place, kicks and flips and all that jazz. But then as they get older and they get a better sense of their powers, it becomes, well, I'm just going to be that old master person who doesn't move a lot. And stuff. But that's just, again, that's assuming that I keep going for that long. And I hope I do. Because it's a lot of fun. Alright, so I think that's everything in this particular strip. Yep. So, what happens is in panel 1, we're still in the middle of our flashback, and we find out that our villain rose to power, and he's the plopped up bro dude from issue 1. A nice issue 1 from issue 5. And so he's explaining how the Crimson Fly is explaining how they came to power, and then their friend on the rooftop was like, whoa, wait a minute. The last time you talked about yourself, you were stuck in a factory. How did you get out of that? You skipped a step. And the reason why it goes like that is because that's kind of a problem that I have as a storyteller when I'm talking. Like, not when I'm writing comics, but when I'm just talking and I'm trying to tell a story. Like, you can even hear it now where I lose track of where I'm going and everybody's like, well, wait, what's the point? So, the Crimson Fly lost the point. And I'm like, oh, right, because that's just something that I would do if I was telling a story. Because that's something I do. So let's make that a guide layer. So now we're going to get, so the next strip after this, strip number 97 is, okay, well, this is how they got out. And make that a guide too. And lock that. And let's see what the rest of this looks like. So, cool. So this is just panels. That's good. You can see in the bottom, I've already started laying out the animation where it's gonna start with him and he's just gonna be sitting there. And then she's literally going to rip the panel over and be like, whoa, and break the fourth wall, sort of. Yeah, apparently the fourth wall is contained in plastic. So yeah, so that's that. Question is, do I want to keep working on this for the next half hour? The Sonic GIF, because it'll be on screen in a second. I'm trying to think if I want to work on that, because I'm supposed to go until 5, but if I stop now, I can get ready for my drink and draw early, and I can leave on time, because I almost never leave on time. I always leave like around like 6:30 and 7 or what have you. Let's make that a guide layer so you guys can just see how that loops. Oh wait, let me give that some more time at the end too. This is frame 141. But I don't think it's really worth it to get back onto working to this, because I'm gonna work on it when I get to the drink and draw, and if I stop now, I'll have more time to prep the comic. That being said, if you guys want, I can just stick around and just do logistical stuff on stream, so you guys can check that out and see how I set up all the other stuff, and I can just talk about some stuff if you guys have questions. Or Whimsy, if you have any questions that you think other people would ask, like that, I mean, you already know the answer to because you know me, but you know, people might want to ask anyway. I always do that for streamers. I'm like, well, what is I already know the answer to this, but I'd like to hear it from you. So let's open the YouTube thumbnail. So I guess well, for what I'm doing, it's cool. So what I'm doing right now is I'm basically prepping it for next week, because otherwise I'm gonna spend all of Sunday doing this, and that's just not gonna be fun. Ooh, I made a mistake. Let me fix that real quick. Because otherwise, like if you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see that there's thumbnails that are set up, and that's something I have to do. If you go to, well, if you went to Tapastic, I used to have to set it up as a vertical strip, and that was something I had to do. So, so yeah, I'm doing that right now. And delete that. And grab all that and make sure that it is at 0, 0. Mostly because if I have to move it, I'd rather be able to move it from 0 rather than move it from the center point. And yeah, it looks like they're sneezing out the text bubble. Shut up. So yeah, so that's what I'm just gonna work on, is just do that. Alright, so let's fix that. So let's grab the entire folder from the library, which is why it's important to keep these things organized. Copy. Go to the YouTube thumbnail, Shift F6, F5, paste it. Show all. Grab the comp. And paste. So that's dead center. And then F6, turn that down to brightness to negative 65. And F6. Boop. Go in here. Go into this panel. Nope, don't grab the mask. Grab the character. Copy that. Take that out. Paste that. Flip horizontal. Oh man, that's messed up. And blow her up. There we go. So now we have that promo. And of course change the text, the title to number 96. Save it as a different version because you never want to YouTube thumbnail. Dean writes, wow, so that's how this is done. The more you know. And we're going to save that as a thing. And the reason why I'm making these thumbnails is that on YouTube, YouTube doesn't automatically make thumbnails for you when you upload a video. And it's better to just have a thumbnail, custom thumbnail that you make that's sort of unique to you than to have just a screen cap of whatever it is that you're doing as your thumbnail. Like if you go to, let me go open my channel real quick. My channel. Oof, go to videos. Copy. Paste. So yeah, so there's all my videos on my YouTube channel. And you notice that they all have the same sort of template. So basically, if you were to look me up, you would instantly know that that's me when you go looking for me. And I'm not going to put the timer on anymore because I'm not recording. I'm also not going to really take a break because I'm done with what I wanted to do. So I'm just going to basically export this as a movie because you see on the side there's 4 different things. There's the basic thumbnail. There's the main thumbnail. There is the silent thumbnail, and then there's a one for commentary. And if you zoom out all the way, you can still see that that's my template. So export movie, Crimfly 96 YouTube thumbnail, Finn, and I'm not gonna name them out properly. And 144 because that makes them 1920 by 1080. So now I have these thumbnails. Go to Dropbox, current projects. Numbers 96. YouTube thumbnail. Oops, that's work in progress. That's on the wrong screen. So there's the various thumbnails, blah, blah, blah. And of course, when they're shrunken down, they're not going to look like much anyway, so I'm not really worried about spoilers or anything like that. So that's the YouTube thumbnail. Let's go to the cube thumbnail. The cube thumbnail used to be for Tapastic, but then I stopped using Tapastic. And I might go back to it if I ever get on Webtoon. But that's not really going to be for a while. So Tapastic. I'm going to paste the character. Ah, crap. Don't mess with that. Character, grab her, copy, paste, Q. And it's mostly just focused around her face. Change the color to red, or rather crimson, and then boom, there you go. And then export that, export image. Number 96. Okay. We want that back at 72 so. And let's save this as a thing too, because otherwise that's going to be a problem. So work in progress. And cube. Okay. So now that those are done, now we have to export it as as proper files. So 96 production, static comic, export files, oops, template, static. So basically, if this was a traditional comic, this is where I would put it so that way people could just read it normally. But it's not, so you almost never see this anywhere, except for maybe on the PDF. Crap. So let's go back, copy the folder again. And paste. So now that that's in our library, we can go in here, comics, comps, read, and put that. So now it's copying that over from there and paste that here. And that's its outline mode, which I usually do because I forgot to turn off outline mode. That's usually why that's like that. So now we're going to align it properly. And I already set up a guide for it to align so that way I don't have to be very extra careful about it. So now that's like that. One of the panels is wider than the other panels. Interesting. That's embarrassing. I'll live. So now, actually maybe it's not wider, I just didn't align it properly. So now what I can do is 96. Save that. 96 read. And work in progress. Save that. File. Lock that. File. Export image. Production, static comics, export files, finished. Save. Okay. Get rid of that. Center that properly according to the stage. Save this as for the PDF. So basically when this is done, I'm going to also put this out as a PDF. And I need a comp for the PDF, so that's what I'm doing now. Export image, PDF, save, yep. 300 DPI, because apparently if I don't do it at 300 DPI and then I try and put it in InDesign, it's going to, and then InDesign exports it, InDesign's going to be a jerk and not export it properly. So, yeah, so now let's save the print version. PDF and print. So the difference between the PDF and the print version is that I don't like to spend as much ink as printing everything out. Printing everything in black would imply. So we're gonna make all the panel borders white, and then we're going to make the background white. And that way, when it exports, the background will be white too. And panels, right. Change the background color, then boom, and now that looks actually kind of cool. So now export image, print 72 dpi 300, export, yep, save that as for the print one, and then one last one, open template, vertical. I don't really know why I still make vertical ones. Mostly because I'm in the mindset of you never know what people might want. So, paste that. I just realized I can just paste it down to the space. Okay, fine, delete whatever that is. I don't care. Let's put that over there. Come on, Flash. So now let's break that apart. Deselect everything that we actually want to keep. Delete. Arrange these so that they form some semblance of verticality. And it's an easy cheat too, because imagine how hard this would be to do in Photoshop. I mean, it's not perfect. Like, the perfect way to do it would be to redraw everything so that it fits the format perfectly.
Oh God.
It speaks to a mindset that me and a colleague got into an argument about. Like, my colleague specifically believes that the panels are drawn and arranged the way they are for a very specific reason, and that to rearrange them would be to betray that reason. For example, the fact that you're not getting that fourth wall break if I move this down. If I move the second panel away from the first panel. But I'm also of the mind where, like, that's all well and good. Like, academic integrity is great, but I need to get this out to as many people as I can. And if that means doing what I do and just kind of invalidating the that argument, well, then that's what I'm gonna do. So, vertical, vert, save. Hey, Melon Cats! Welcome to the skip stream. Or rather, welcome to the Wednesday afternoon skip stream. Unfortunately, I am about to pop off because, I need to start getting ready for this drink and draw that I go to every Wednesday, which is the reason why I didn't start it at the regular time. Yeah, so let's save that file, export image, vertical, 72 dpi, export. Cool. So if I go to, oh wait, nope, those are my thumbnails. 96, post-production, static comic, work files, export files. Fin. So there's the web version. Not the web version, this is the PDF version where it doesn't have all the information. There's the print version. So basically when I print out issue 6, this is what's going to go into InDesign. The 72 dpi version, which is just straight for web. If I was putting this on Tumblr, this is where this would go. And then the vertical one, which used to be on Tapastic, but it's not anymore because Tapastic can go screw itself. There is one more thing left to do, rather two more things left to do, and then I'm going to pop off. So let's open one more export file. Open production, animated comic, export files, and oops. So what I like to do is, one of the things I've always hated is, as a personal aside, being late, or at least not being reliable when I make something for the web. And my webcomic is one of the few things where I've actually been able to keep it consistently to that schedule. So the thing is, though, I'm not always going to make it. Like, there's a chance that I'm going to not be able to finish the animation on time by next Monday when this is supposed to come out. So to that end, I've made sure that even if I don't make it, you guys at least have something. You can at least follow the story until I can get myself caught up. So paste, replace. So save that as number fin 02. Saving. And then export. Come on, Flash. So I'm gonna put this in the upload queue, so that way, even if I don't make it Monday's update, you guys at least have something. So let's go to production, animated comic, export file, copy that, go to where Dropbox. Oops, nope. Public, blah, volume 2, number 6, paste. So what was there in the old queue was basically the sketch version. So say I don't know, I sprained my arm or something. F6, oops, F2, then that sketch version would be up. Now, instead of the sketch version, there'll just be the Ink+Paint version. And then there's one more thing to do, and then I'm going to call it a time. So delete all this information. Change this from being its current size to about half its size. And we're going to center this, because if you look at the outline, it's not centered anymore. So let's center that. Go inside. Convert the sound buttons to guides. And we're going to save this as the comp. And what that basically is that for the I'm going to make a composited version of this issue 6, which you'll see in a second. Control Enter. So now I have a SWF that's useless because there's no interactivity, even though you can see there's button clickies and stuff. But that's not the point. The point is, go back out to where we were before. Go back even further, even further, even further. Go into this folder. And copy that file. Go into Crimson Fly, number 6 compilation folder. Go into the app folder. Go into the work in progress folder. SWFs, strips. Paste that. So this is the old version with the sketch. We're going to delete it. F2, PG24. This is the new version. And now, if I go play the compilation SWF, which I don't need to modify, compilation SWF 02. This is the compilation SWF for issue 6. So if I hit play, then again, boom, it's our cover. And of course, if I hit play, the cover recycles itself because it's just a cover. What we want to do is we want to either hit next or we want to hit comic. So here's this first strip, second strip, and we're going to fast forward a bit. And basically, this is all the strips that you guys have seen so far. Mute that real quick because that's really, really loud. And now if we go all the way to the end of the strip, boom. We have our finished strip in the middle right here. So yeah. And then that's about it. The Crimson Fly is ready to go for next week. Well, assuming I don't finish the animation. I do hope to finish the animation. But on that note, it is about the end of our time due to the fact that I say unfortunately for you guys, fortunately for me, I have to go to a drinking draw in Baltimore where I live. I don't have to go, but I have a social life and I like to hang out with my friends in real life just as much as I like to hang out with you guys on the stream. So it's every other Wednesday, which means that, or rather every first and third Wednesday, which means that this Wednesday and then the Wednesday, the 19th of July, that's going to be the next one. But for you guys, the next stream is going to be this Friday, July 7th. Yeah, Friday, July 7th. That will be the next this next script stream. Whew. And on that note, that's it for me. Let's see who's still in the chat right now. As soon as it finishes loading. So, Best, Melon Cats, a Whimsy, thank you guys for popping by, and I'll see you guys in the next skip stream. Catch you guys on Friday.
All right, dude.